Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important example related to Angular router event, where we will be focusing on GuardCheckStart event. Okay, so by the end of this session, you will be able to understand what is a GuardCheckStart event, why do we use it, how we can utilize it, and what are the syntax or structure that we are supposed to follow in order to implement it. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use GuardCheckStart event of Angular. Okay, and for the detailed content, for the sequential content, you can refer the Tech Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. From there you can take a reference and it will give you the idea from more than 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. Okay, alright, so now let's get ahead, and here you can see I'm in the app.component.html file. Just to save the time, I have already implemented the code. I will just walk you through each and every line, because if I write everything in the session, then it would take much time, and I don't want to make the session longer than 10 minutes. That's why I'm just trying my best to explain more things in less time. Okay, alright, now you can see here we have one heading that shows Angular 19 course by Tech Sharmit. Post that we have another heading that shows GuardCheckStart demo, and then we have one router outlet. So router outlet, this is the main heading. We all know that in every session we keep this, right? And the second one is the heading that is showing us the topic name, that is GuardCheckStart demo. And then we have router outlet, which is basically used to show the output. Okay, now to implement this demo, what we need at least two component and one guard. So firstly we will talk about the components part. So if you don't know how to create component, you can simply click on the terminal, then new terminal, and after that you can run one command here, that is ng for Angular g generate c component, and the name of the component, let's say about. So when you click on this command, it will create a about component for you with 4 files. Okay, so this is the simple command that you can run. Similarly, if you want to create contact component, you can write like this. Okay, in my case it is already created, that's why I'm not running the command again. So this is my file. Now let's see how we have changed these files. Like, did we implement any modification or not? So in CSS file I didn't change anything, it is as it is. In about.component.html file we just change like instead of paragraph we make it as heading that shows about page, and also we have provided one link that will help us to go to the contact. Okay, so router link contact, go to contact is the option. When user click on this button, it will take user to the contact. Next we have spec.ts file, and I'm sure you all know that we are not going to touch this file. This is something that we need at the time of testing, but not now. Okay, then we have about.component.ts file, and this file is mainly used to import the required information. So here you can see I have imported common module, although it is not used in this session, but if you want to import it, that is fine. Main thing is router link, because router link is something that will help you to go from one link to another. Okay, and we have already utilized it in about component, so make sure to import it here, otherwise it won't work. Perfect. Now likewise we will see the contact component, where CSS file is blank, HTML file is this, where we have one heading that shows a contact page. Then we have second router link, which will help us to go to about. Okay, so you can see anchor tag router link / about, go to about. Okay, similarly spec.ts is untouched file, we haven't changed anything. This is all by default, this is something that comes by default. Then we have contact.component.ts file, where we have imported the router link. Okay, so this is the router link that we have imported, because for contact component we are using the router link, so it should be imported in contact.component.ts file. Alright, so component wise we are good. Now it's time to create the guard. You can see here we have already created 2 files for the guard, and this is automatically created with one command. Let me tell you what. So you just need to write here ng for angular g generate ng for angular g generate g guard, and then the name of the guard, that is simple. Okay, so just write simple here and press enter. So in my case it is already created, that's why I'm not creating it again. Otherwise when you create click and press enter on this command, it will ask you which type of guard you want to create. So there you can select the CanActivate. Okay, and when you select that, it will give you this these 2 files. So in these 2 files, the first file spec.ts is as it is. I didn't change anything here. In simple.guard.ts file, I just made one message, that is guard check is happening. Okay, so you can see here it is a CanActivate function. So here I just mentioned guard check is happening console.log, and then we show the message then we are returning true, because it always allows the access. Okay, so these are the simple steps that you are supposed to do in this example in this file. Once your guard is ready, now it's good to go to the route configuration. So for that we will go to app.route.ts file, and this is the file. Here you can see we have just added these 3 lines. Okay, so these are the 3 lines which we added, otherwise it comes blank. So here I have set the path as blank, redirect to about path match full. That means this is the by default path. So if we are not providing anything, it will open this path as a by default path. Then we have path about, and the component name is about component. Always make sure that these component, whatever you are using, should be imported here, like about component and contact component and simple guard, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so after about component I added the contact component, and in case of contact component I am applying this guard, that is simple guard. Okay, so make it very clear that it will be processed when we are going to use this. Alright, so after this we are good to go ahead and add the logic in our app.component.ts file, which is here. And now you can see firstly, like I have imported the router outlet, because we all know that this is something that we need to show the output. And after that, like we are using here in the class I have defined the constructor, that is using private router. Then this router.events.subscribe is event. If event instance of GuardCheckStart, then console.log is GuardCheckStart fired for route. So basically here I'm just populating one message, that is GuardCheckStart fired for route, and then the name of the route. Okay, and these are the things that we are supposed to put in the app.component.ts file, where we are just checking if the event is the instance of GuardCheckStart. Then in that case we are populating one message on console log, that is GuardCheckStart fired for the route, and then the name of the route. So this event.url will capture the name of the route. Okay, so let's verify the output. Here I will write ng for angular ng serve -- open, enter, and after enter you will see that in a few seconds it will open the browser, and it comes like this. So our primary heading is Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Then we have secondary heading that shows GuardCheckStart demo, and then we have about page. This is nothing but a about page heading. And here we have one link that we created with an anchor tag router link. So when user click on this, it will take to the contact component. Now let me show you the inspect. Go to inspect, click on console, and you can see GuardCheckStart found fired for route. Okay, slash means route. When I click on this contact, it will show GuardCheckStart fired for the route contact, and also it shows GuardCheck is happening. Okay, similarly when you click on this about, it will show now it is an about, but we haven't applied this guard to the about component. That's why it is not showing. Okay, so maybe this topic will be a bit confusing for you, but don't worry. When we will be utilizing it in a project, at that time I will explain you again. Meanwhile, you can just practice it, and if you have any questions, queries, you can reach out to me through comment section. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.